Something beautiful happened yesterday that you need to know about. Your person's relatives saw your picture, not by accident, not by coincidence, but through divine orchestration that only God could have arranged. And what they said after seeing your picture and what they told your person about you has changed everything. The angels are bringing you this message now because you need to understand how God is working behind the scenes, aligning hearts, preparing families, and opening doors that will lead to the blessed union He has written for you. Let me tell you the story of what happened and why it matters so much. Your person has been carrying you in their heart for some time now. They have been praying about you, asking God if you are the one He has prepared for them. They have been thinking about how to approach you properly through the right channels with the right intentions in the way that honors God and respects both families. But they have been hesitant, not because they doubt their feelings for you, but because they want to make sure they do this correctly. They want their family's blessing. They want their relatives to understand and support this choice. They want everyone to see what they see in you. So yesterday something happened that can only be described as divine intervention. Your person was sitting with some of their relatives. Maybe it was their mother and aunt. Maybe it was their father and uncle. Maybe it was their siblings and cousins. Whoever it was, these are people whose opinions matter deeply to your person. These are people who have known them their whole life, who understand their character, who want what is best for them. These are people whose blessing would mean everything in moving forward with marriage plans. The conversation started casually, as these things often do. The relatives were asking your person about their future plans, about their thoughts on marriage, about what kind of person they hope to settle down with. And your person was being careful with their words, not wanting to reveal too much too soon, but also not wanting to lie or hide the truth. They were navigating this conversation with the wisdom that God gives to those who seek His guidance in important matters. And then something shifted in the conversation. One of the relatives asked a direct question. Have you met anyone? Is there someone you're interested in? And your person felt their heart skip a beat because they knew this was the moment. This was the opening God had created. This was the opportunity to begin bringing their interest in you into the light where it could be properly discussed and pursued through the right channels. Your person took a breath and said yes. Yes, there is someone. And they spoke your name with such tenderness, such respect, such reverence that the relatives immediately paid closer attention. They could hear in your person's voice that this was not casual interest. This was something deeper. This was something that had been prayed about. This was something serious. The relatives wanted to know more. They asked questions about you, about your family, about your character, about your faith. And your person answered each question with honesty and with such clear admiration for who you are that the relatives began to smile. They began to nod. They began to see that your person had chosen someone worthy, someone special, someone who had clearly captured not just their attention, but their heart. And then one of the relatives said something that surprised everyone. They said, "Wait, I think I have seen this person." And they pulled out their phone and began scrolling through social media or through mutual connections or through community photos. And then they found it. They found your picture and they showed it to the others gathered there. And one by one, each relative looked at your picture. I really looked at it, not just at your physical appearance, but at something deeper, something in your eyes, something in your expression, something in the way you carry yourself, even in a photograph. And this is where the story becomes even more beautiful. Because what happened next was not scripted. It was not planned. It was pure divine confirmation flowing through the mouths of people who do not even fully understand the spiritual significance of what they were saying. One of the relatives looked at your picture and then looked at your person and said, "This person is very special. I can see it just from this picture. There is something different about them, something pure, something genuine." Another relative nodded in agreement and added, "I can see the light of faith in their face. This is someone who fears God. This is someone who has good character. This is someone who would be a blessing to our family." And then another relative spoke up and said, "I have heard good things about this person's family. They are known in the community as people of integrity, people who raise their children with proper values, people who prioritize faith and character above everything else." Your person sat there listening to all of this and felt their heart swelling with gratitude to God. Because this was confirmation. This was the blessing they had been hoping for. This was their family seeing in you exactly what they see in you. This was divine alignment happening right before their eyes. The angels were orchestrating this conversation, guiding these words, preparing the path for what comes next. But the relatives were not finished. One of the elders in the group, someone whose opinion carries great weight in family decisions, looked at your picture for a long time. And then they looked at your person with eyes full of wisdom and experience and love. And they said something that brought tears to your person's eyes. They said, "I can see that you have chosen someone who is perfect for you. Not perfect in the sense of being without flaws, because only God is perfect, but perfect in the sense that this person complements who you are. This person will help you grow closer to God. This person will be your companion in this life and a partner in seeking the next life. Do not let this person go. Pursue this properly and with intention. We will support you." In that moment, your person felt a weight lift off their shoulders. They had been carrying the uncertainty of how their family would respond. They had been worried that there might be resistance or questions or doubt. But instead, they were receiving blessings. They were receiving encouragement. They were receiving the green light to move forward in the proper Islamic way, to approach you or your family with clear intentions of marriage. What you need to understand is that this was not a random chance. This was not lucky timing. This was God answering prayers. Your person has been praying for God to make the path easy if you're good for them. You have been praying for God to send you a spouse who is righteous and sincere. Your families have probably been praying for their children to find good matches. And yesterday, when those relatives saw your picture and spoke those words of blessing, all of those prayers were being answered simultaneously. The angels were present in that room yesterday. They were guiding the conversation. They were softening hearts. They were opening their eyes to see what God wanted them to see. They were preparing the way for what comes next. Because now that your person has their family's blessing, now that their relatives have seen your picture and given their approval, the next steps can happen. Your person can approach you or your family with confidence, knowing that their own family stands behind them. They can make their intentions known properly and publicly in the way that Islam teaches us to pursue marriage. What happens next requires patience and proper process. Your person will likely speak with their parents about the formal steps. Their family may reach out to your family to express interest and begin the conversations that need to happen. There will be meetings and discussions and prayers and a stikra. Everything will be done in the proper way with respect for both families and with God at the center of every decision. This is how blessed marriages begin. Not in secret, not in haste, but with family involvement, community support, prayer, and with intention. While all of this is unfolding, you have your own role to play. You continue to pray. You continue to seek God's guidance. You continue to prepare yourself to be the best spouse you can be if this is indeed what God has written for you. You work on your character, your faith, your relationship with God. You involve your own family in your prayers and your hopes. You trust that if this is meant to be, God will make it clear and easy. And if it is not meant to be, God will protect you from it and guide you to what is better. The fact that your person's relatives saw your picture and responded with such positivity, such blessing and encouragement is a beautiful sign. It is evidence that God is working. It is confirmation that what you have been praying for is moving from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. It is proof that the angels have been listening to your prayers and orchestrating circumstances to bring about the answer. But remember that signs are not guarantees. They are encouraging. They are evidence of God's involvement. But the final decision still requires a stickera, still requires proper process, still requires both families to agree, and still requires both individuals to be certain that this is what God wants. So receive this news with hope and with gratitude, but also with continued trust in God's ultimate plan and timing. Your person is likely feeling many emotions right now. Joy that their family approved, nervousness about the next steps, excitement about the possibility of building a future with you, gratitude to God for making things easier than they expected, and determination to do everything properly from this point forward. They are probably praying even more intensely now, asking God to continue guiding them, asking for the courage to take the next steps, asking for everything to unfold in the way that brings the most blessing. And you should be doing the same. Pray for your person. Pray for their family. Pray for your own family. Pray for wisdom and clarity. Pray for God to make easy what He has written and to protect you from what is not good for you. Pray with gratitude for how far things have already come, and pray with trust for whatever comes next. The story of what happened when your person's relatives saw your picture is still being written. This was a beautiful chapter, but it is not the final chapter. There are more conversations to be had, more prayers to be made, more steps to be taken. But what happened yesterday was significant. It was a door opening. It was a blessing being spoken. It was confirmation being given. And it was all orchestrated by God, who loves you, who hears your prayers, and who is writing a love story for you. There will be a testimony to His goodness and His perfect timing. So receive this news with a grateful heart. Trust that God is in control. Be patient with the process, and prepare yourself for the beautiful future that may be unfolding before you.